Ron,
Yeah.
let me see your cock.
Oh my God.
That's a
You're
reference.
starting the episode that way, dude?
That's a reference to the movie we're watching.
We're going to get flagged immediately.
We don't make money off of this.
That's true.
Hi everyone. That was my intro for Half a Clue movie review. It'll become relevant. Everyone will see why. I'm kind of a genius.
I mean, if they...
I'm Blake, and I'm joined by
Ron, hi.
Jason.
And Miles.
This week was my pick, so somebody has to ask me what my pick was.
Hey, Blake, another sex pervert film, right?
What did you watch?
Boogie Nights.
Oh, Miles watched Boogeyman.
No, the Boogans.
Yeah,
Hey, Miles.
Yeah.
Are we recording?
Yes, we're recording.
Okay.
Just making sure.
I watched Boogie Nights Oda Obunaga. It's a Japanese film. Mark Wahlberg does a funny dance. I don't know.
Seems like you didn't update your. Seems like you didn't update your notes properly.
Yeah, I did on Tubi, you know.
Okay.
That was interesting.
Anyways,
The 2B knockoff of Boogie Nights.
we are discussing Paul Thomas Anderson's Boogie Nights. I forgot to mention that it's week 4 of Kino-vember. That is
Boogie Nights.
Kino November. Kino meaning the cream of the crop. This is my pick.
All cream.
All cream.
Our creamiest film yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of cream in this film. It's not that. I mean, I've seen more cum in other movies, to be honest.
Yeah,
but,
there actually was there cum in this movie?
No, I don't think
No.
so.
You see dick and stuff.
There's cum in The Green Knight.
There's cum. Oh yeah. He comes.
I watched that movie with my mom.
There's also cum in
Fucking
Shame.
awful.
Shame. Is there a dong also in Shame? I've never
Yeah,
seen
there's
it.
dong and you see Michael Fassbender's cock.
Oh my God.
I love Blake's ability to know every single movie that has dong in it.
You do not see dick in Leftovers, but you see a lot of Justin Theroux's ass.
You hear a sound effect that it
you do?
signifies his giant dong.
You do hear a sound effect that signifies Justin Theroux's dick, but you don't see it. But you do see a lot of Justin Theroux's ass.
Coming up next, Dong December.
You know what this movie does really well?
What?
Is it made me want to see Mark Wahlberg's dick.
Oh yeah. Anyways, I chose this movie because I love it. I consider it to be a perfect movie. It's definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. And yeah, so Ron, you're the history. Do you have?
Imagine
History?
Star Wipe. Before Boogie Nights became Paul Thomas Anderson's ambitious breakthrough, it began as a scrappy teenage short film called The Dirk Diggler Story, a mockumentary inspired by This Is Spinal Tap and other like mockumentary films of the time that hinted at the audacious world Anderson wanted to explore. Expanding that idea into a sprawling 1970s odyssey meant convincing a lot of people, actors and studio alike, that this ambitious story was worth the risk. The casting process proved difficult as performers weighed the bold subject matter. Leonardo DiCaprio and Joaquin Phoenix were like big runner-ups to play Dirk, or AKA Eddie, because they wanted Leonardo DiCaprio turned it down because instead he went to go do Titanic. But later he called it like one of his biggest regrets. He wished he had actually done the movie. He saw it and he was like, "Damn, that was brilliant." Joaquin Phoenix was a similar case where he also did Titanic. No, I'm kidding. No, but he just didn't. He was nervous about it. He was like, "Is this a movie that you want to take in this direction?" And even Mark Wahlberg was also very hesitant. But he was recommended by DiCaprio after they did the Basketball Diaries together, which PTA had seen, and he really liked it. And that's where he knew like, oh, Wahlberg can like act, because at this point he was still like
A rapper, yeah.
he was on for a rapper and model and everything. Anyway, and in Bill Murray, Harvey Keitel, Warren Beatty, Albert Brooks were also up for Burt Reynolds' part, who also really didn't want to do it, but we can get into that later.
We'll get into the Burt Reynolds part later.
And studios were understandably nervous about backing a film set in the adult industry with emotional sweeps of Martin Scorsese's dramas. But riding the momentum of the 1990s independent filmmaking boom, an era that championed daring stories and fresh voices, once New Line finally took the gamble and the ensemble came together, Boogie Nights transformed from a risky proposition into one of the most defining American films of the late 90s. And so let's get into it. Boogie Nights, Star Wipe. Let's break down the plot. So, Boogie Nights follows Eddie Adams as a young busboy in the late 1970s Los Angeles who's discovered by adult filmmaker Jack Horner and reinvented as porn superstar Dirk Diggler. As Dirk rises through the industry's golden age, surrounded by a makeshift family of performers, fame, ego, and excess start to unravel the illusion success has built. With the arrival of the 1980s and the shift to cheaper, harsher video production, the glamorous world that Dirk made is collapsing and forcing him and the people around him to confront their addictions and broken relationships and the reality of who they are without the spotlight. All right. And that's Boogie Nights.
That
in
is
essence.
Boogie Nights.
Good description.
Thanks.
Should we go around and do impressions?
Yeah. This is my impression of Mark Wahlberg. No, I'm just kidding.
Ka-thunk. Miles, you start.
Yet another sex pervert film chosen by David Blake Allen. So par for the course.
I don't think it's, despite
overall-
its subject matter, I don't even think it's that sexually perverted.
No, it's really not. I think.
know. I was gonna get to that. Jeez, let me finish my
Oh,
thought.
sorry. Hey, that reminds me. No, I'm just kidding.
Overall, for all the themes of perversion and stuff in this film, it was a lot less perverted than some of the other films that Blake has made us watch. I saw this before when I was like a kid, and I was like, no, I was like 11 or 12 years old when I saw this movie. My friend showed it to me, and we were like, oh, this is like, we thought that it was like super taboo and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm watching it now, and I'm like, man, this really isn't like as bad as I remember it being in terms of like, yeah, it's fairly tame. But overall, great film. I think probably one of Paul Thomas Anderson's better films. But at the same time, it's it's another kind of movie, I guess.
It's another movie.
It's just another movie.
Just another movie.
Yeah.
Jason.
I disagree. I don't think it's just another movie. I think it's a great movie. It has just a certain energy to it that like was present in the 90s. Like I know everyone compares PTA and Tarantino, but like it has a similar energy to like Pulp Fiction.
It has like an edge to it almost.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, it just like doesn't stray away from like the tough things. I don't know. It's really good. And I feel like Pulp Fiction is also in the same vein. I don't know. I enjoyed watching it. This is only my third PTA film, but it's probably definitely my favorite so far. But yeah.
Ron.
Yeah, same. This is my fourth PTA movie. It's the earliest of these films that I've seen. I'd only ever seen There Will Be Blood, Licorice Pizza, and most recently One Battle After Another.
More of his newer stuff.
Yeah, and I didn't really like Licorice Pizza that much, or really One Battle After Another that much either. So I was a touch nervous because I know how beloved this movie is, but I think it really lived up to the hype. I really enjoyed it. Like you said, yeah, there's like a momentum to this film that is just so infectious. It's like something about like the feel good energy of it until things come crashing down. But even then, when it gets like dark, I think it still maintains its kind of like dark humor kind of energy to it that like really kind of propels it forward.
Well, it doesn't really get dark. It gets very unsettling. It feels
There's some
more so than it
I don't
gets
know.
like
There's some
dark.
pretty dark stuff.
It gets pretty
going on.
dark. I think with the what is it, the Colonel guy?
Oh,
and his
yeah.
stuff,
Yeah, that
and,
is
like,
true. Yeah.
And there's some like the Dirk getting like beat up and stuff. Like
Don in the donut shop, or
Yeah.
Don Cheadle.
yeah, that's the best.
Do you know him?
Old
Good friend Don Cheadle.
Friend Don.
But like that scene is like I think a great example of the balance between the like it being like kind of funny. Because it is kind of funny.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
the
it's
movie
just
is
boom,
very-
boom. They just blow each other's heads off, and he's just like, I don't know.
It's very fucked up.
yeah, but I liked it a lot.
I love this movie. It is my favorite movie by Paul Thomas Anderson for sure. Also, I just like the wide range it kind of has, where there's parts of it that are really fun, there are parts of it that are really sad, but there's also like the movie's kind of wholesome, right?
Yeah.
In a very strange way.
Especially the ending.
Yeah, but the whole movie has this feeling of like, choosing your own family. And I don't know, I find that very heartwarming. And it's bizarre that a movie about drugs and killing and porn can be such a heartwarming tale.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of one of the things I didn't really like about the ending of the movie, though.
Oh my god.
No, I'm serious.
Well,
because
let's save that. We'll get to the ending.
Well, I do want to jump,
But I do want to hear it.
the like the themes of it, because that is finding a family and everything is probably the like one of the strongest themes, like the collapse of like fame and stuff. But that's the thing that I found the most endearing, like you're saying too, is like it doesn't feel like it's trying to judge these people.
No, not at all.
You're watching them and you kind of get like I think a good 360 perspective of like why they're there, why they stay there, and why they kind of love each other in the end, you know? And I feel like that's really nice, because I feel like they're under different hands, this film could have been like it could have been way darker, it could have been a lot harsher, and it could have come off like, you know,
The Wolf of Wall Street or something.
yeah, like a lot more judgmental and I think like harsh. And it's like, I don't know, it's like they're a lot of misfits, and it's, you know, I like that.
It treats them all like proper characters.
They feel like people.
They all have so much personality and character to them, and they all have.
They're all flawed in
they're all
many ways.
They're all
but-
very flawed, but they're all ultimately likable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
most
kind
of them.
Most. Oh well, yeah. Not the, you know, I know Ron loves the Colonel, but
Oh, hey, okay, what the fuck?
I'm just kidding. But like most of them, 98% of them were all very likable at the end of the day, despite their many flaws and issues.
Yeah, like the Colonel.
Like, see?
I mean, I didn't really like most of them as people. Like, those are not people that I would ever associate with. Like,
Well, I think for me, at least, it feels like if you were to meet them, you could at least understand them at least a bit on a human level, and like,
I guess,
and like
yeah.
get along with them. I think they all seem like they're fairly personable people, except maybe like Tom Jane character, who's just like,
you know
coked
what?
out
Like,
dude.
maybe in the first act, but like towards like the second act of the film, when Mark Wahlberg starts, you know, falling in with the wrong crowd and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
of course.
Well,
That
yeah.
I'm like, man, these guys, they're kind of gone.
Well,
you know?
what-
Yeah, that's
It's-
the point though. Like
Yeah.
that was his downfall.
it's
and
the crashing reality.
Yeah.
And it's also just, I like how accepting they all are of each other, right?
Yeah.
Like they're all pretty like open-minded. Like Mark Wahlberg seems to not judge anyone for anything really.
Yeah.
Julianne Moore, even more so, her character, who's my favorite character in the movie, probably.
She
She's
is
great.
very
Oh,
good in
yeah.
this. I love her persona. It's like she feels like a wounded animal to me. But at the same time, she has this very like nurturing, loving personality,
She's a mommy.
which yeah, she is, and she really does have that kind of like motherly energy. Even of course Heather Graham's character is like, "Can you be my mom?" You know, when she's like, you know, going really high on coke, and it's like it's the frustration, because it's like it almost has that like generational issues where she's the one who like really introduces Dirk to like
Drugs.
coke and drugs
Yeah.
and stuff, and that's like so heartbreaking, because you see it happening and you just know immediately like, oh, this is gonna lead somewhere wrong. Like, you know, you
Yeah.
just know it's gonna suck. Especially because like early on, even though like in the early stuff when they're having fun and partying, they have that like that one chick who's like all coked out, and the guy's like, "Oh man, this is like the second chick in 2 days, man." That's very good. But yeah, no, I her character's so great.
I agree.
Yep.
No, I mean we could go into like their other themes that like it correspond with like the character development of like, you know, different people, like Heather Graham's character,
Roller girl.
Roller
Girl.
Girl.
I don't take off my skates.
Yeah, that's great.
And she really doesn't.
Nope,
For
not
like
once the whole movie.
A decade she's got her skates on. I'm like, dang, dude, don't those get
Does
sore?
she shower in the fucking like?
Probably. I like how PTA was saying that like he initially just put her as Roller Girl just because like, you know, like just guy like hot dog vendor or whatever, and then he just never filled in the
name.
part. He was just like, I kind of like it, just like, yeah, she's just Roller Girl. It's kind of the revolving of her personality.
I mean, I guess that would be like a pretty like big, you know, name recognition type thing. If you just went by Roller Girl instead of having an actual name in
Yeah.
those films, you know, they're all using pseudonyms anyways. So
Yeah. Speaking of which, I love Dirk's like saying his name. He's like, I just see it like, you know, with like big purple lights, and it's just because the name is so powerful, just like causing all explosions and stuff. And then like it just like slowly zooming in, and then boom, and it's like that editing sequence is like, I think, very emblematic of the rest of the movie and how it's like the tight editing and like just the flow of it. It's so much energy and it's fun. Just bam, bam.
That was a
kinda-
great Mark Wahlberg impression, by the way.
It was.
Thanks.
It was.
Well, one of the scenes I liked is actually a scene that came slightly before that was Dirk's confrontation with his mom.
Oh,
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was so
That's
powerful.
one of the most like dramatic
Yeah.
moments of the film.
I know that Paul Thomas Anderson had this is like one of those IMDb facts that I read like years and years ago about how when he was filming it, I think one of the actors was like, "Is this about you and your mom?" And he like shut down and like wouldn't talk to anyone. So I had that in my mind for years and years, but I've recently read that actually he apologized to his mom for this recently, saying that he wished he could understand her more at the time. I totally butchered that sentence. You guys get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think that's, and again, that's part of like the sweetness of it, because it's like even though maybe he didn't intend it to be like to show his mom as much like in a favorable light, you kind of understand where she's coming from, where she's like urging him to go to school, to make something of himself, to not just hang around at bars and to hang around with like seedy people. So it's like understandable. She approaches it like horribly, but like there's still like a sliver of like empathy there that I think you can get behind, because it's like she's in the end she's a concerned mom, even if she's like
She's
terrible,
just not handling
nice
it
about it.
properly.
But but also then you have it shown like in the cutaways during that scene to his father, where his father's like just sitting there like he has no
Motionless.
power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, so you can tell that in terms of like the household and stuff, the mom was like very much in charge of everything and very controlling,
And
just naturally.
toxic and like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And they show that just in like the two scenes, that one and the other scene in like the breakfast scene, where the dad's like, "Hey, how you doing, honey?" And she's like, "Ah, you don't fucking touch me." And he's like, just completely neutered this man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And any other standout character moments? I mean, there's a ton in this movie.
I love the moment with it's kind of a twofer. It's two character moments in one. When they pick up like the weird douchey guy that like knew Roller Girl in high school or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and he's
man.
like fucking her, but it's like, and like Burt Reynolds is like, it has to be more sexy. It has to be
Yeah,
more
he's
sexy.
like, "Come on, man, do it. You'll just ram it in her."
By the way, that's one of the best scenes in the whole movie.
Yeah.
But when they kick him out, and then he's like, "By the way, your movies fucking suck now," and Burt Reynolds like loses his shit and beats the shit out of him, and then Roller Girl loses her shit and beats the shit out of him too. That's such a
That scene is also intercut with
Oh,
Mark Wahlberg.
the Alfred Molina sequence. Yeah.
And
No,
then
no,
also,
no.
also with
It's,
the
Oh, it's him getting the shit beat out of him. You're
Yeah.
right, you're
well,
right.
and then also with the Don Cheadle sequence, they're all happening at the same time
Oh yeah, Don Cheadle's he's
Yeah.
trying to
The
buy the
donut
donuts
shop.
in the donut
Yeah.
shot.
He wants the
Like
Christmas
it's
donut.
it's like everybody is like right there at that same kind of place.
Yeah.
And all this shit is going down. I thought that was kind of brilliant, like bringing
Yeah.
it all together. Where it's
They're
like,
all
even
just
though
at their
they've all
darkest
separated,
moment.
yeah,
That's a
they've all separated into their own worlds, but they're all still so connected and so.
that's a early
Close
and they're all
PTA
still feeling
staple.
like the
Yeah.
the impact of like
Their
their
choices.
lives. Yeah.
yeah,
That's a early PTA staple, like Magnolia. That's basically that whole movie is like just the idea of all the characters feeling the same highs and lows, disconnected from each other at the same time. Yeah, but I love that sequence so much.
No, it's really great, and I think that's probably my favorite moment with Burt Reynolds.
Oh, for sure.
I think it's just like the misery on his face, which sounds like it was pretty informed by like real life, because he famously
Hated this movie.
did not want him to be in it. PTA had
Just
to like
imagining that was PTA. And beat the shit out of him.
he got like he came after him like 7 times to be like, "Please be in this movie," and he was like, "All right, like fine," and he really apparently really felt like he was like slumming it doing this, because he was like a huge movie star at the time. He has a lot of draw, and he was just like, this movie just felt gross and unpleasant to him.
well,
Yeah.
that was one of the few scenes where he seemed somewhat heroic and somewhat like a decent person throughout the rest of the
Almost
film.
killing someone.
What?
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
I kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like he seemed like a more decent person during
That's
that
what
scene,
this movie's
and
feel.
a more
It's
likable
kinda
person.
heroic.
Yeah, in a really sick, fucked up way.
I know it's weird
Like
to say that, but like,
in a twisted way, he's kind of defending Roller Girl's honor. Like it's
Yes.
very
Yeah.
but also
Yeah.
it's like an ego thing. I think again, it's just them. Like, he's like realizing, like, man, this is fucked up what
Yeah.
we're doing here.
Yeah.
Like, cause that scene, all of those scenes together were this is probably the darkest part of the movie, and
Yeah.
it just felt like, I don't know, just being in that fucking limo and them like just trying to find a guy for her to
Yeah.
fuck. It just felt so gross.
It's so sad 'cause-
disgusting.
And it feels like such a far cry from what they were doing at the
yeah,
beginning.
they
of
used
the
to
movie.
make films, right?
And now
what
they're on
they're-
like the shitty like VHS camera, which he never wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it just feels like a joke. Like they're,
He's like,
they're-
I make films, man. Like, he doesn't. He is.
and I
like,
love that about his character that he like takes himself
he saw
very
himself
seriously.
as an artist.
yeah.
Well, Yeah.
And
that's a-
like they talk about it at the beginning. Like Mark Wahlberg was like, "Oh, I don't like that actor. He like hits women. He like,
It's too aggressive.
yeah.
It's violence, and he didn't want the violence against the women.
And then you slowly see them devolve into making that type of
Yeah.
content.
The
as
guy
well.
with the fucking gun.
the guy who replaces him.
Oh, that's the when he goes to the editing room. How does it look? Looks like how it looks, or something like that. It contrasts the previous scene where like Burt Reynolds is like, "This is what I want them to remember me for." It just shows how far they've all fallen.
Yeah.
That's oh my god, that 3 sequence is incredible.
Oh yeah.
And the Mark Wahlberg part of it too, where he's like getting the shit beat out of him. But I like how they bring it back right to the beginning, where he's like, "What is it, like $5 to see it,
$10 to
to
watch.
watch?"
Yeah.
And then like he's like trying to like. He's like you see in his eyes, he's like, "Oh fuck, I'm definitely worth more than $10 now, $20." And the guy's like, "I've only got 10."
Yeah.
He's like,
I
it's just such a defeating moment.
Like he hasn't
Yeah.
like progressed at all.
Like
really,
he can't
you know?
even like get hard, and he's just like, and then the guy who's just like, I don't know, just
Yeah.
the whole scene just
He's still only worth $10.
yeah.
terrible.
Well, and then back to the thing on the films and them transitioning from making like actual movies to pumping out shitty VHSs. And you kind of see this downfall start after the Colonel.
Yeah,
I don't know how to say it.
Just
Yeah,
say
after the Colonel gets arrested,
Well,
and he's no longer there to fund everything.
that's why.
And they go back on saying, "Oh yeah, we would never shoot on VHS." Right? They go back to on like actually trying to make films, and they kind of fall in line with the other character. I forget what his name was.
Oh, the other porn star guy,
Yeah, or he was like
John Doe.
he was like some producer.
Oh, the guy who was like trying to push him to do.
Yeah.
I forget his
I'm trying to
name.
tell
Oh,
you
the
the
police
future.
chief in Rush Hour.
Yeah, that guy. I forget what his name was. Right. And they kind of end up basically being settled into taking his money. And then you see like the things with the editor, where the editor who was like super big on like making sure that things were done right and everything was good and the movies looked nice. He's like, it's VHS. We'll fix it in post. Right. And
Or
Yeah.
like and that contrasts with the first scene that we see Dirk in. They're shooting on film, and it has like these great shots of the camera and the inner workings of
Yeah.
it. And then
Yeah.
they like switch out the film, and then when you jump to when they're shooting on VHS, they just like pop it out and pop it back in, and
Yeah.
like we keep going. Like it's no longer like feels no longer like an art form.
Yes.
yeah. And it's, they know that they're just churning out shit instead of like producing something. And it seems so much less professional too.
Yeah,
At
which
that
is
point.
wild because I don't know if hey listener, if you've listened to the commentary track for this film with Paul Thomas Anderson, do yourself a favor. Well, if you haven't listened to it, listen to it. It's awesome. And he references like specific porn films, and by John Holmes, I think, who's like the actor who's like who's kind of like Dirk, essentially, and the way he talks about them is like so interesting. It's like it's a lot how we talk about movies, like regular movies. But he's like, yeah, he's like, it's like the scene where this guy's like trying to defuse a bomb, and he has to like seduce this girl in order for her to give him the code. And it's like you're stuck because like you're enthralled by this story. Like you want to see him defuse a bomb, but you also want to see him fuck her. It's like, and it's just so good because it's like I don't know. It's weird to have these conversations about like porn nowadays because it's like. It's it's bam bam. It's like just a thing that
Porn sucks.
happens. Yeah, have you guys ever seen porn? Have you heard of it?
Burt Reynolds' character would have hated like amateur
Oh,
stuff.
absolutely. But that's the thing is like
He would have hated the modern porn industry.
Oh, he would have for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and it's like now it really is just like there's just massive amounts of it out there, and all of it is
It's all like just fucking
boom.
incest porn.
It's and the state of things
Burt
is
Reynolds wouldn't have stood for that.
No.
it's not great. Yeah.
Or what's his name? What Jack Horner would
Jack
not
Horner,
have
yeah.
stood for this.
But it is kind of interesting to think about that there was a time when it really wasn't, and some people really tried to approach it like an art form, and it's like that's unheard of today, really.
And that's you
crazy.
see like kind of the death of that
Yeah.
idea here.
It's like it
this
had
is
a
a very
little
end.
golden
This
era.
is also very like an end of an era kind of film as well. Much like how a modern version of that would be like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
Like just very like end of an era. Oh, it's so
Because
good.
it kicks off in like 1977.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And then you kind of see it transition year to year.
Yeah.
Fairly quickly into the 80s, and then the shift from like 79 to 80 is just completely dramatic. It's like in the span of a year, everything has collapsed in the industry.
it's-
Everything is different, and it's not there anymore.
And also, correct me if I'm wrong. This is like just something I've read multiple times, so I've never actually like looked at the timeline. They say that when William H. Macy kills his wife, it's at the exact middle point of the movie, kind of separating the more fun, lighthearted stuff to like the more devastating stuff.
It's on the New Year's Eve party
Yeah.
for 1980, so it's just boom. It's just immediately like welcome to the 80s.
Yeah,
Things
it's
are
just-
gonna get dark.
So I can't confirm if that's true or not, but I've heard people say that that's like at the exact, like if you pause it, middle part of the movie, separating the two halves. Which is by the way, that tracking shot was incredible with him like walking back in. There's a lot of really good tracking shots in this. It's very like fluid looking.
Oh yeah.
Like the intro to like the party scene also comes to mind.
It's where you really see the influence from dudes like Scorsese and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
and
for sure.
Where everyone talks about that because it's like, it creates a good flow. On the same commentary track, like Paul Thomas Anderson talked about how his previous work, which was I think it was like Hard Eight or I forget the song.
Yeah, Hard Eight was his first movie.
And he was like, he wanted to inject as much energy to kind of show that it was completely different, really challenge himself to do something different than he had done before. And the way he started it off was like, one, having that like sad circus music that kind of just plays before it just bam, like goes right into Boogie Nights, just to kind of foreshadow like this is going to get like, there's a lot of darker undertones here. And then immediately jumping into like the spectacle, and you're just kind of sucked into this world, and you kind of really want to like believe the lie almost, like, yeah, this is fun, everyone just let go and just do what you want, this is great. And then like that, that reality comes crashing in.
So the thing about the William H. Macy killing his wife scene,
Great scene.
okay, but it's perfect. Like thinking back on it, they really set it up well because they played it off twice for laughs.
Yeah.
Like really hard that like, oh yeah, this guy is just getting cucked
My wife's
all over
got
the place,
right? She's got an ass in her cock.
yeah. And they play it off for laughs, and you're like, okay, this guy's just a pushover, and so the third time that you see it, right, you're still kind of like, oh, ha ha ha, yeah, it happened again, oh well. And then he walks to his car, and instead of getting in and driving off, he reaches over, gets the gun, comes back in, and it totally changes the tone of that scene.
Oh yeah.
The rest
And
of the
then
movie.
the rest of the movie is shifted from there, and it's just perfect the way that it does that.
And I know that works so well because I watched it with you, Jason, Shy, and Miguel. I don't remember who said it, but someone was like, oh, he's gonna get cooked again. Like you really see that shift in like how you're feeling in that exact moment. I remember reading a long time ago that at the premiere, like two teenagers laughed at the scene, and like Paul Thomas Anderson like was devastated or something, just saying like, I fucked up, like people aren't getting it. Paul Thomas Anderson, I know you're listening. I've always reacted how you wanted me to that scene.
Well,
Wow. I think it works really well, and it goes into, I think, one of the next best scenes in this movie, the Alfred Molina scene with
God,
the drug
dude.
deal scene, extremely tense. It's like, I don't know, it's just so well like shot out and sequenced. I don't know,
Yeah.
every part of it just builds. you
I
know?
think the
idea
sound design too.
of having someone just light off firecrackers throughout that entire scene is fucking genius because it just keeps everything on edge.
What else is genius about that scene too, about the firecrackers thing is that Alfred Molina is wearing earplugs. You just can't see them, and no one else is. So everyone else is actually reacting to it live, and Alfred Molina is like, Cosmo, he's Chinese, and it's just like, and like he's playing. What song is he playing?
He's playing
Some
quite
80s.
a few songs.
He plays 2 songs
Yeah.
at least.
You guys want to play baseball?
Alfred Molina, by the way, he shows up for about 6 minutes in this, and he's
Dude, he's so
incredible.
good.
He's so good.
He
I did
steals
not
the
recognize
stage
him.
for the
I
entire
didn't
6
recognize
minutes.
Yeah, I like turned it over to Jason. Like, oh, that's Doc Ock. He's like, really? I was like, yeah. Yeah, Alfred Molina is incredible because he's like just terrifying in his manic energy. Like you just have no idea what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
The first time I saw this, like I almost shit myself. Like I think this is like one of the most intense like climaxes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And
It's-
it's played to Jesse's girl.
Yeah, Jesse's Girl. That's it.
Jesse's girl.
And he's like singing it, and he's like
Yeah.
smoking meth, and he's like,
And there's
there's a little Chinese kid throwing firecrackers for some reason. It's just there's a lot going on.
Well, and also it's so loud. Like the music is really like turned up to 11
Yeah.
throughout the whole thing, which amazingly, something maybe Christopher Nolan could learn. You can actually make it so that you can hear people talk even when there is a shit ton of music and sound effects going on.
It is great sound
You know?
mixing because it is balancing firecrackers, music, and like I don't know, at least 2 characters that are kind of talking over each other.
Alfred Molina's constantly talking.
Yeah, he's constantly talking, and then they're like muttering to each other because they're trying to figure out what to do, and it's just very well sequenced. That and the drug dealer or the bodyguard guy in the back who's like testing the drugs, and so it just creates this
you just
sense immediately like get the fuck out of there.
Immediately. And
you
this
know?
has my favorite shot of the whole movie, which is crazy because there's tons of over the top flashy shots. And my favorite shot is just that medium shot of Mark Wahlberg that holds on him for about a minute, where you see him have this realization that this is my life.
Yeah.
Like you see him really realize where he is and what's going on. And he's just like, fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
And right after that, he's like, "We need to get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
And I also really love Thomas Jane's character. That guy is just like such a
maniac.
fucking sleazebag. He's one of the characters that I could genuinely say like I don't like. He's a
Yeah.
good character, but he's like
You
a
wanna be
piece of
friends with that
shit.
guy?
No,
Why?
he'd get me fucking killed.
We all have friends like that, you know.
I remember being so worried John C. Reilly was going to die in that scene.
Oh yeah.
We haven't even talked about how great John C. Reilly is in this too.
Oh, yeah, he
How
does
much
a
you
great
bench?
job.
I benched a little bit more.
It's like 145. I do 200.
He feels like he's a kid, you know, just having the fucking time of his life.
That's where again it's like a lot of the performances, like
Philip
the
Seymour Hoffman.
main characters, is they all have that kind of childlike innocence, which
Yes.
is what makes it also so heartbreaking too. Because Don Cheadle's another one who
Oh.
he just is like a happy guy who just keeps kind of like
He's
He's trying to
Shit
figure
down
out
at
who
him.
he is the
Yes.
whole movie. And I
Yeah.
love that.
Well, and none of them really see the moral gray area of what they're doing.
no. I don't know.
I think they do.
Yeah, they do. They just
Or they pretend not to recognize it then.
No, I think it's like Blake said, like they're just accepting of each other because I think they all kind of recognize they're like, we're all don't belong anywhere else except for like right here with each other, and it's just unfortunately it's like they're bad influences on each other, you know. And it's like it's rough.
Yeah.
PTA said that he doesn't really know why he chose like to put Don Cheadle like dressed like a cowboy. He says he just thinks cowboys are funny and he thinks black cowboys are funny. So he's just like I don't know. It's something about me. It's just like I think it's funny.
I love the fact that he's dressed up like a cowboy for the first like 30 to 45 minutes.
And then later when he's dressed in like that kind of funkadelic,
Egyptian?
He kind of looks like Rick James.
yeah, and he just looks sad.
he looks almost like Egyptian or something. Like it's a very
It's-
wild outfit.
It's that late 70s, like early 80s funkadelic like sound, like like it was very popular for people, like even like young like hip hop artists at the time. So I think it's just, but he clearly doesn't want to like do that. Like
He's just like, yeah, I was just trying it, and he's like, this is stupid, and he like takes off the wig. But then like in that exact scene, he meets like
His
the
future
love
wife.
of his wife,
and it's so sweet because she like, you see that she sees like his that spark that kind of makes it special. It's like I'm trying to start a business, and she's like, oh, really? And then he's like, yeah. And then he starts describing it. And it's, I don't know. It's very nice.
I also really like Philip Seymour Hoffman in this movie.
Yeah.
Early Philip Seymour Hoffman role.
Stupid.
Dude, that scene makes me
It's
cry.
very
It's
sad.
so sad.
It is.
And same thing, I liked how like cool Mark Wahlberg is about that. Like it just shows how kind they all like are to each other.
Yeah, he's very empathetic.
Like
of
I feel
him.
like you would in most movies he'd be pretty like the character would be like, what the fuck? Like, you know.
Yeah.
But he's pretty like he's like understanding.
He's understandably outraged in the moment, but then tries to like
quickly
he's like just don't, he's like, the fuck, man? Like, you know what I mean? Like he's, you know, rather than just being like, get out of here, like, you know, whatever, he's just like, hey dude, like that's not okay. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And it's just, I don't know. It's again, he approaches at it with like a lot of heart. That's nice.
Sorry. I didn't mean to totally I feel like we've been derailing from your
No, that's okay. I mean, we're just hitting on I think we're hitting all the performances. And also like hitting on like some of the best scenes.
I did want to talk a little bit more about Julianne Moore because there's two scenes with her that I really, really like. The first one being during that first party sequence, the one with like the crazy tracking shot.
Yeah.
I love that moment where, what's his name? Luis, I forget his last name.
Guzman.
Luis Guzman.
Oh, who's great,
Luis
by the way, in
Guzman
this.
called
We'll
Me Too
talk
poorly
about-
for TV.
Yeah, I loved him in IMDb.
I love him in Count of Monte Cristo. Shout out.
Luis Guzman. I like that scene where like the kid calls. Like, is anybody's mom here? Is anybody's mom's here? And then it just cuts over to her like railing a line
Yeah.
of coke. It's like so sad. And then of course the really sad scene when she's like going to like try to get custody.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Brutal.
So good.
Fucking brutal.
The actress who played the judge was the actress was the real life person who
she was based off
Yeah,
of.
slowly based off of, yeah. Where it's again, it's another heartbreaking thing where it's like Party is like, oh, maybe she should have her kid. Maybe that would like kind of set her life more on track. But at the same time, it's like, no,
You
I
kind of see her dad's perspective, or the
Yeah.
dad's perspective.
It's like, I think again, it would have been very easily just to make the dad like a villain or completely sympathetic, but it's like it's a tough balance because it's like part of it's like this is really heartbreaking that she can't spend time with her kid, but at the same time it's like, should she? Like, I don't, maybe probably not, because it's like rough. Like, I don't think she would intentionally expose her child to these things, but it's like, I don't know.
It's the life she's
I think
living.
that's
Yeah.
kind of a theme
Yeah.
throughout this whole film of like that gray area where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, they're in this industry. It's a legitimate business. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like
hard.
there's a lot of it that isn't
Yeah, there's a lot
it
of
isn't conducive
that
to
just
normal
comes with it.
society.
Yeah.
You know, and you see that also with Don Cheadle when he goes to the bank and he can't get
that's
a loan.
one of the saddest moments for
right?
me.
It's like he's
Yeah.
trying to get into like
Legit
normal
business,
legit
yeah.
business into normal society, but because he's perceived for these actions that he's, you know, because he was in these films,
Yeah.
he's perceived in a certain way. And I think that, you know, this is kind of coming back into relevance nowadays too, with the rise of like OnlyFans and things like that, where it's like people
Yeah.
are putting themselves online in situations that aren't necessarily accepted by everybody.
Yeah.
So that makes it harder for them to function in society.
It's
Time
really
for
rough
PTA
because
to make a sequel.
yeah, it's like it's a weird thing because there were so many stories, and PTA mentioned this too, where he's like that there's countless stories of not just porn actors, but like of just regular folk that just other kinds of regular folk that came to LA or others in search of stardom. They end up going someplace really dark, and then they either commit suicide or they end up dead or worse in other ways, you know. And it's a pattern that has repeated itself for a very long time, and it persists today. And now it's like with the expansion of like
the internet.
of internet and OnlyFans and everything, it's like before you could maybe reasonably kind of get around that life, or maybe like leave it behind you in a certain way. Like, you know, there's the dark side of someone finding your old VHS tape or something, you know, like, oh, if it, like in the back of a movie store or something. But now it's like whatever you do, it ends up on the internet and it's going to stay there forever. Even if you do something like that for your own reasons when you were young, like that can stick with you until you're way later, much older in adult life. And I don't know, maybe it'll lead to like maybe 40 years from now, people will be a lot more understanding and not as like critical of people like
well,
that.
they'll
But
have
I
to
don't
be.
know.
I feel like there is a people are a bit more accepting of it now than they would have been in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
But even at the same time, like the guy from the bank, it's like our bank doesn't do business with pornographers,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
He's not talking about himself personally necessarily.
I mean, but
yeah, but at the same time, it's like if you look at it from that perspective, where there's going to be a lot of organizations and a lot of things in society where they don't want you around because they don't like how it reflects to people who might care, even though they don't necessarily care.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're too afraid of the backlash from those out there that do care.
Kind of shifting topics here, just to go back to scenes that I really loved or appreciated was the scene where Dirk and John C. Reilly's character are in the recording studio. And that whole montage where they're making music, this terrible music. They're yeah, da, da. And again, it kind of goes back to that loving kind of they're not good, but it's you can't help but man, good luck making that music happen.
And I love how supportive they are of each other.
Dude, sounds great.
When Dirk's singing, you see John C. Reilly in the booth just fucking dancing.
He's dude, this is great. And it's
What's the
This is
line?
awful, dude.
What's the line? I can't pay you, or I can't pay you to take the demo because I have to take the demo to a record label, and they have to give me a record label, and then I can pay you. You understand?
Do you think we're stupid?
And it's just heartbreaking. It's it's terrible.
It's
the
you guys
worst movie.
You guys aren't gonna have a music career. Oh man, I fucking love this movie so much.
Yeah. Any other standout performances or any other moments that you really I don't know, reflect on or want to touch?
Every single one of them.
Yeah, it's really hard not to talk about this movie in just about just in the scenes. You know what I mean?
It's so. There's just a lot of great sequences. That opening shot is incredible too.
Yeah, it's become, I think, legend status at this point. It's hard not to love a good tracking, shot, and when it's done well, it kind of lives in film history, and I think this is one of top 5 easily.
Up there with the Goodfellas one.
Yeah.
Well, and it lays out all the characters and kind of their general association with each other very well in that first, 2-3 minutes there, right? Where they're going into the club and you see who's sitting with who's going out onto the dance floor. You see the power dynamics and, you finally see Dirk Diggler, who's just there, standing out because he's washing dishes, right? He's the nobody in the crowd. And then he gets brought up to being somebody.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't even talked that much about Burt Reynolds, who is incredible.
Yeah.
The last scene, or one of the last scenes of the movie, is also up there with one of my favorites, where Mark Wahlberg comes back and he's like, "I fucked up. I need your help. Can you please help me?" And he just doesn't even think about it. He just hugs him. Oh, it's so. It made me cry the first time I watched it, I think, because it's just you expect him to kind of be an asshole. You expect him to be angry, but he's just it's back to that wholesome nature. He's there for him.
Well, and then he tells Roller Girl to clean her room.
Yeah.
Or half of it.
I love that whole
fatherly.
The final shot. I don't know if it was a oneer, but it kind of felt like it when they're all just hanging out at the house and John C. Reilly has the baby in the pool and Don Cheadle's setting up the fucking sound
VCR
bar,
or whatever, the sound thing.
And I don't know, it just really feels like they've
all found
they've
each
kind of
other
made
again.
it again.
Yeah.
And they've learned from their mistakes and they're maybe not perfect, but they're figuring it out.
Yeah.
Because it also precedes the scenes, or follows the scenes where you see Don Cheadle has his record store that he starts up. You see John C. Reilly being John C. Reilly as the magician. And it's, I don't know, it's just very endearing. See the lady topless and he's like, "Oh, hey," he just keeps going, which I love when he's describing himself in the Dirk Diggler the little mock the documentary that they have in there, and he's just because also I do magic, and at first it's okay, whatever, he does little card tricks, but then it's no, he seems like
he does actual magic.
he committed it. Yeah, he did it.
Gus might have seen him at the Magic Castle in season 1 of Love.
Yeah, right. I'd hope so.
Sorry, Jason, what were you about to say?
No, nothing.
I want to touch on the cultural context of this movie, or unless you had something else. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay. So it on a budget of about $15 million, because this was considered an indie film at the time. It went on to do really great in the box office, made about 43 million worldwide, and became like a sensation with like a lot of like audiences and critics who, even if they were like, again, it's kind of wild to think this movie was like a little controversial, but it did well enough. It kind of overcame that kind of I don't know, prejudice or whatever, thinking for like talking about porn, and it really cemented PTA as a major director, and it kind of really launched him into one of the best careers, I think, in a director. It's wild to me that he was 25 when you made this movie.
26.
26.
But that's wild.
I thought it was 25. No,
I'm pretty sure. Do we have a chat fact?
I mean, he was,
it's fine. I believe you.
he was young. He was
He
young.
was
He
very
quite
young, early 20s.
he was
very
born in
least.
71, I believe, and this was 97.
97.
Just like Noah Baumbach with what's that movie called? I like it. Kicking and Screaming.
Kicking and Screaming. All this was
fucking hate that movie.
Jason wasn't that impressed.
Oh, he was born in 1970, so
Jason wasn't that impressed with a 25-year-old directing that movie.
well, this is a far superior film.
I mean, I agree. But I do like that movie too, though.
yeah. It's a great film, and I think it's kind of funny too that it's, you know, we mentioned it before, but Burt Reynolds was like,
He fucking hates this
he
movie.
hated
Doesn't
it.
Mark Wahlberg
Yes.
kind of like hate it as well?
He
have
doesn't
not
know. Mark
heard that.
Wahlberg doesn't hate it. He allegedly he occasionally prays to God and asks him for forgiveness for making this movie. But he doesn't hate it. And in fact, he actually does still speak fondly of PTA and everything. But he also says that he's very religious now, and he's like, he feels guilty about doing it.
I don't understand why, because it's like,
Because it's a great movie.
Jesus
Yeah.
would have hung out with all these people.
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And it's like, again, it's not, it doesn't feel exploitive or, you know, just, I don't know.
No, it's a
Like
very...
I'd always heard stories that like, oh, when you see Mark Wahlberg's dick and everything.
It-
So I thought it was going to
it's
be
not
like
real.
way more wrong. Yeah, it is.
No.
that massive schlong. But it's like I was expecting it to be like, you know, every other scene or something. Like I thought it was going to be way crazier, but no, he just pulls it out at the end.
No, it's pretty reserved for its subject matter.
Yeah, I
And
think
it
there was
also-
like only like 4 or 5 scenes with nudity in them
Yeah,
throughout the
it's
entire
not over
film.
the top.
And it's like not like long shots on it. It's just like kind of like boop and then it's gone. You know?
Yeah. It's respectful.
Yeah.
We forgot to talk about the funniest scene in the movie really quick though. During his first porn scene when he takes his dick out and it just cuts to everyone's reaction and everyone's like, like everyone's just like jaws are dropping, eyes are widening. Philip Seymour Hoffman's like like it's such a great.
Yeah, he's like, "Ugh." He's the sound guy.
he's like struggling to hold the boom mic.
He's like, oh god, he's which I love their acting, their like bad acting, because bad acting isn't always easy.
No, they do it great.
It's really good. I think Julianne Moore is like, you know, the way she's kind of like she's reading everything, and you know, I don't know. It's not like it still somehow gives the impression that they are trying, but they're not. You know, they're just not quite there.
They're like these characters aren't actors. You know,
Yeah.
they're-
Apparently, Julianne Moore, she said that she tried to focus on like not knowing what to do with her hands, which is a kind of common thing with actors who aren't that great, I guess. So she was like trying to be uncomfortable with her hands, but also memorizing every single word, because that's another thing is they just like remember all of the words, and that's what you're focusing on rather than like, I guess, your performance itself, you know, which I think they accomplished really well.
yeah, the fake acting is great.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you guys want to hit on about this? I feel like we've gotten wrapped up here.
Anybody have final thoughts? Let's go around with final thoughts. Miles, you start.
Final thoughts. Yeah, you know, like I said, I watched this movie originally when I was 12. I thought it was a lot more risque than it really was. Right? I like literally, back then I felt like, oh, this is like, you know, a porno. Like, oh, look how cool I am, you know. I know that sounds bad, but you know, it was just what?
Young boys watching porn. That's
Yeah, awful.
tisk.
Yeah. No, but you know, you watch it now and it's like I'm able to watch it for its actual cinematic value instead of like, oh, it's a racy film about the porn industry. Right? And it really wasn't, like, you know, but that's just kind of how I always remembered it. But it's a good movie, definitely worth a watch. If this is your first Paul Thomas Anderson film that you're gonna watch,
we voting?
it's worth doing.
Oh, yeah.
sorry.
No. Is it Kino?
Is it Kino? Just because Blake picked it, I'm going to have to say no.
Fair enough.
I'm kidding. It is Kino. I would consider this to be Kino.
Glad you clarified.
Yes.
Jason?
Yeah, I fucking loved it. I want to watch it again, like, soon.
Yeah.
Because I planned on watching it a second time before this podcast, but I just didn't get around to it.
Same.
But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a movie about, I mean, we've touched on it, but it's just about
Family.
Yeah, it's about family.
It's about family. That's what's so great about
it. It's not about the porn industry. It's about the people who, work in the porn industry. And it's very humanizing and
Almost like the Fast and the Furious of porn.
yeah, sure. It's about family. Yeah.
How dare you? So would you say it's Kino?
Yeah, I'd call it Kino. I was gonna make the same joke Miles made.
Oh, I'm sorry. I stole the
God
joke.
damn it, Miles. Jason would have pulled it off better.
He would
It's
have, I'm
Kino.
sure. Yeah.
This was great. This is, I think, by far my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie. I get the hype behind it. I was a little, like I said, I was a little nervous going into it that I wasn't gonna like it as much as because it's been built up a lot. Like people talk about it all the time. Funny enough, I always mix up like Paul Thomas Anderson and Richard Linklater for some reason. I think it's just the 70s thing. They're very different, but it's just like in my head, I always cross them over. I'm like, wait, is it? But
Both
anyway.
are great though. in
Yeah,
their own way.
good. But no, yeah, I think it's great. There's, I think for qualifying it as Kino, it kind of checks all the boxes for me. Where it doesn't have to cross many genres, but it does, and it does, I think, very well. It's extremely tense. It's sad. It's funny. It's like it's got a lot of energy and like momentum to it. It's a fun ride. It's a weird, I think at times to call it fun, even when it does get dark, it doesn't feel like I don't know. I don't feel like bad or nasty watching it. I mean, there are heartbreaking moments, like you said. It's moments where it's like almost makes you want to tear up, but it's handled very beautifully, And for a film that's like revolving around the adult industry, it's I think it's about as good as you can get, really. So yes, it's Kino. Yeah.
I love this movie. Obviously, it was my pick. It is also my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie. I would say for you specifically, Ron, watch Magnolia. I think you might really like it. That was the movie he did next.
The next two on my list are Magnolia and Punch Drunk Love. Specifically, Punch Drunk Love has been the one that I've wanted to watch for a while.
Adam Sandler.
Well, yeah, because Adam Sandler, but also and Philip Seymour Hoffman. I've seen little clips, and I don't know. I've been fascinated by the conversations around it that I've kind of like eavesdropped on. I say, but yeah.
Punch Drunk Love's biggest strength is its soundtrack, and I can't really explain to you why that is until you see it. It's got a very reactive soundtrack to like what's going on, like perfectly scored.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the soundtrack for this film.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Which is like there's like the licensed music, which I think is
Utilized
perfect
very
in like
well.
every scene, really. And then there's the actual like original score, which is a lot more subtle, but it hits when it needs to, like
and I feel like with the licensed music, this could annoy me.
yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
like if you just told me all the songs that were going to be on it, I'd be like, oh god.
Yeah.
But like it just works so well.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't have been able to tell me that Jesse's Girl would be the song that's playing over like the most intense scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, oh, but it is.
And it worked.
Well, I feel like you kind of need some of, sorry for interrupting, but I feel like you kind of need some of that licensed music in order to like have a period piece.
Yeah,
right?
to an extent.
It's I don't know. It's very Scorsese-esque.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
the needle drops,
Mm-hmm.
Or like even Tarantino. It's like another
Yeah.
reason why I think they get like compared so much.
They like their
Yeah.
licensed music.
Another movie this reminds me of, I just wanted to say this. So like in terms of like the energy is The Big Lebowski. Just like that 90s kind of
Coen Brothers
Yeah.
and another like filmmakers that were really emerging in this time period.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just love this movie. In my opinion, it's It's like a movie about a band of misfits that all come together and kind of like have family. And like Ron said, I agree. It's kind of beautiful, right? It's like this like very, despite all the chaos and degeneracy and sadness, it's like a really wholesome movie that like kind of warms your heart at the end of it. So obviously I am going to vote. This is Kino. We are happy to also certify this film Kino, as it was unanimous.
Unanimous. Our last 2 picks, both Kino. Kagemusha.
What about Armageddon?
Armageddon?
The Mummy is
the
Kino.
The
I
only
don't
one.
give a shit.
Yeah. The Mummy's. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I guess all of the movies got voted Kino except for Armageddon. It looks like. What a,
No, Mummy didn't get unanimous.
Yeah,
It was
I said it was not Kino.
You.
but it was still certified Kino. It was still certified.
Sure.
They're gonna put that. I think they're gonna put that on the Blu-ray now. Like,
Yeah.
like
3 out of 4 Kinologists.
on Half a Clue movie review. Sort of. You know how like some movies have like the director approval sticker on them. Like it's gonna have like the Half a Clue voted Kino sticker on it. You're welcome, Brendan Fraser.
We're certified Kinologists.
Do you guys want to get into what we've been watching then?
Sure.
All right, Miles, you're up.
So I watched a Netflix miniseries this last week called Death by Lightning. It's about one of our presidents, Andrew Garfield.
Was he struck by lightning?
No, there's a line about it.
Wait, Andrew Garfield?
Yeah.
Is
That's
Or not. Wait, no. Not.
the Facebook guy?
No, I know what you're talking about. Garfield, but definitely. Yeah.
Not. What? It's not Andrew. It's something Garfield.
Andy Garfield. I was kidding.
Yeah, and basically his assassination.
James A. Garfield. There you go.
Oh, James A. Garfield, and
Jimmy G.
yeah,
Jimmy John's.
and how he was.
Sandwiches?
Yeah,
A
and
sandwich shop.
Jesus Christ. Buddy.
let Miles
I'm
be.
sorry. With salami. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And how he was assassinated during his presidency. Now, the way that they do this is they've got perspectives of both the assassin and of the president, and it's really interesting, just like them showing kind of the timeline of events of like what happens. I don't know how much of it's real, how much of it's false, but really good actors. They had the guy who played Tom in Succession.
I haven't seen Succession.
Me neither.
You guys have not watched Succession?
No.
We
I
talked.
tried.
We talked
I
about all
couldn't
5
do it.
seasons.
I think you and Philip talked about it. None of us were there.
Okay. Well,
I'll watch it eventually.
yeah,
I hear
it's
good.
a good show. It's worth watching.
I
From
couldn't
the
get
creator
into
of
it.
Peep Show.
Yeah.
Weird enough.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
That is weird. I would have never guessed that.
Huh.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it was. I don't know, really good, worth watch. It's 4 episodes long. You got time to watch 4 episodes. Like
yeah, it sounds interesting.
right.
I guess.
And then
It's a great title, I'll say. Struck by lightning.
yeah,
It's got a great
Death
cast,
by
too.
lightning.
Death by.
Death by lightning.
Yeah.
Sorry.
God.
And then the other thing I watched was The Big Bang Theory. I've watched the first 2 seasons. I am partway through the 3rd season now, and I didn't realize it was 12 seasons when I started.
I'm
Now-
surprised it's not
Just
like.
stop watching the fucking show.
Bazinga.
It's terrible.
It really is. It really is. I mean, it still gets like a chuckle out of me sometimes. But like,
I'm sure at times.
Miles,
yeah.
I do kind of love that you seem to have like a real soft spot for these like
Shitty sitcoms.
Yeah.
what can I say? I grew up with network television.
I mean, so
shitty
did I.
sitcoms,
Dude, I
you
mean,
know?
I remember watching like According to Jim, watching My Wife and Kids, the Bernie Mac show.
Grounded for life.
No, not Grounded for Life. Was it 10
3 simple rules.
No,
10.
10 Simple Rules. Dude, R.I.P. John
Yeah,
Ritter.
yeah.
You guys never watched Grounded for Life? It's like the rough man one.
See,
No, I don't remember. Which one's that?
I forget the actor, but it's just a sitcom, but like it's a little like more grungy, and like the guy wears flannels and he has a beard and he drinks beer, and like his brother's like a weirdo. I forget who the star is.
Logue?
I've seen the lead guy in a couple other things.
Oh, dude, that guy. Yes. Oh my God, I did watch this. Oh,
He was in Blade.
Yes, he's the dude in Blade. He's the guy who gets like burnt up right
I
away.
think he was in that show Knights of Prosperity, which nobody remembers but me.
Yeah, Donald Logue. He was also in fuck, what was that one show? Whatever. But yeah, he's out there. That's Vikings. There you go. He's in Vikings.
His top 4 on IMDb is pretty lit. It's Blade, The Patriot, Zodiac, and Just Like Heaven.
Oh yeah, he's the dude in The Patriot. He's like the racist guy who then becomes unracist by the end of the movie. He's like, "What are you gonna do with freedom?" By the end, he's like, "I'm sorry about everything."
So I do want to say,
Never seen The Patriot.
yes, I do.
It's the biggest, flag waving propaganda shit ever, but it's also kind of awesome.
I will say I do have a soft spot for, those old sitcoms, the network television ones.
Yeah.
I had never really watched Big Bang Theory before this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had seen a couple episodes here and there, but like this is the first time I'm actually like watching it.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully it gets better.
Bazinga.
I mean, it was a national sensation for
Right?
a minute,
I mean, like, I don't know.
We
Hopefully it gets better. It's one of those things where you can put it on in the background, and if you miss 20 minutes, you still get the joke.
That's what I love about a show.
me and Jason walked in earlier, and like we watched about 4 minutes of it because Miles had it on, and Jason just looked disgusted. It was so funny. Like that was funnier. Like the show wasn't funny at all, but Jason's reaction to the show was funny. He just looked angry. Yeah, it was fucking Big Bang Theory. I don't know what to tell you.
And that's what I watched this week.
Oh, I'm glad that you're having a healthy diet of media. Jason, have you watched anything?
I'm continuing my watch of Dark. I've kind of put that on the back burner, though. It's because I'm trying to rewatch Stranger Things
as am
before
I.
the new season, which I think drops today.
Is it
the
today
day
or
of
is it
recording.
tomorrow?
I think it's the 26th.
What a crazy time to drop it. I mean, I guess
Well, they figure everyone's going to be home.
yeah.
Families might watch it on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've also been watching it. I think Jason's watching season 2. I'm just watching season 1. I don't really want to watch.
Yeah,
All
they're
of it.
out. They're out as of
Oh,
right now.
shit.
Oh my god.
They all have a 9.7 or higher.
Stop what you're doing. Go. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I have like a really waning interest in the last season. I think like a lot of people just
Yeah.
It's been too long. I'm going to watch it just because, fuck it, why not? But
Same.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not super excited.
no.
I also like the last season. Like it's probably because it's been like 20 years, but like I just like Hopper fights like a demigorgon in prison. I don't
In
remember
a Russian gulag.
Yes, that's how he escapes.
Vecna.
Yeah.
Like I just don't remember anything from the last. Like, I think like
What?
Eddie
Eddie dies.
is introduced and dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bats.
His story. Yeah, by bats. His story with what's her name? The Chrissy was like so sweet, and I wish that it had continued. But I get that. It was really like that kind of emotional core for me for that last season.
Yeah, the problem with season 4 is like half of the storylines are so stupid, but half of them are good, right?
Yeah.
Like everything going on in Hawkins is like what the show should just be anyway. And then like you got fucking Hopper going to Russia with Joyce, and then you have Mike doing absolutely fucking nothing in California. It's just like
I just don't remember.
and it's
anything.
so long. It's so fucking
Yeah,
long.
weren't there like 2-hour episodes or something?
The final episode was like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Like I just like the problem is I just don't remember any of it, and it's like I don't really want to rewatch it because the episodes are so long. And
Well,
like,
buckle up, buddy.
Well, like-
'cause it's not getting any better.
well, yeah, I don't know. It's like, do I care? Like, I don't know. This is what I mean. Like, this isn't how you should be feeling about a TV show coming out. Is like, yeah. Because I rewatched all of season 1 this last week, and you know what? It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like, oh man, could you imagine if that was it? And then like, oh,
People would have been talking.
we'd still be talking about it
the
like,
same
it'd
way
be-
they talk about like all those legendary shows that didn't continue. Mindhunter, Firefly.
Like, oh, that would have been so good. Maybe this is a lesson of just like, sometimes it's fine. Like,
Let Sleeping
Firefly
Dogs
never
Lie.
got to be bad, right? Firefly never got to be bad.
I mean, debatable.
I don't think
don't you dare.
Stranger Things is bad. I think
I mean-
the overall like production has just been a fucking mess.
It's
I
just
think-
been like awkward as it's aged.
I just think the story has gotten too big for its
Yeah,
own good.
and too many characters too.
Yeah, there's too many
They don't know what to
characters.
do with.
Like in the first fucking season, one kid goes missing. That's the plot. Like now it's like they're shooting blue lasers in the sky, a trope that they got rid of 10 years ago. And like a demigorgon's gonna like eat the world or something. And it's like it's too much. Like nobody cares about that. Like it's the first season's so simple, and that's what works about it. It's just like, oh god, there's just too much shit going on. What? Yes.
So I got to debate wrong on Firefly real quick.
Yeah.
I love the Firefly TV show,
Yeah.
but then they had the movie,
Serenity?
and the movie was awful.
Aw, dude. How dare you?
It was awful.
Serenity was
The one
great.
good thing about that movie was the antagonist, and
Oh,
just
no
because
spoilers.
I love the
She would
archetype
kill
of
Ejiofor.
yeah.
It's fucking sick.
well, the archetype of like a villain that basically wants to create a world that he knows that he can't live in. I think that they did that way better than anything else.
Watch
Like
Andor.
honestly, it was that's how they set up Thanos. Just saying, like
Yes.
that was the archetype
Yeah.
for Thanos. Like
I
they
mean,
just
Joss
copied
Whedon,
and
right?
pasted him. Yeah,
It was Joss Whedon.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I kind of I mean I don't agree that Serenity was bad. I think Serenity was great. I think it rounded off a lot of their characters as best as they could, you know, squeezing them into a movie. I think what they did with River was great. It's like, you know, I mean it's unfortunately it's they're rushing everything because it's like you want to just complete what would have been probably at least like 3 or 4 seasons, if not more, into like just one film. So it does leave you dissatisfied for a lot of reasons, but I'm really glad that we got it though, because for what it is, it's pretty great. I think. No spoilers. I was almost gonna.
I'll
spoil stuff.
disagree on that.
But
yeah.
I think it's really cool. I think finally getting to see the Reapers and like understanding the threat and all this stuff was super cool.
That was a little bit interesting. The way they did it, though, I didn't like the way that they did it.
okay.
I'll just put it that way.
Yeah. I'll get into what I've been watching. So I've been watching Welcome to Derry. And I didn't want to talk about it at first because I was going like week by week, and I kind of wanted to show it to develop more. It's awesome. I really like it so far. I'm like about 5 episodes in, I want to say, and I wasn't sure what to expect. I always get like really like kind of itchy feet when it's like kind of a film. Like, you know, it's like a spin-off of like a thing. And I was like, how much more of the story are they going to tell? Is it going to get a little too, I don't know. But I liked it. I like it so far. The vibes are really cool. I like that it's based in the 60s, which is what the book is originally based off of, right? Like it goes from the 60s, modern time is the 80s. This one, it goes, and the film, you know, moved up the timeline. This one is kind of going back to the original timeline. And you see a group of kids in the 60s kind of dealing with Pennywise. And there is that big question of like, Pennywise is still around later, right? So like, how do they deal with this? And it's like, and I think I'll say it so far, it's really just like, hey, enjoy the journey. You know, it's all about the journey and not the destination, because I feel it's like, we know where the eventual, you know, story ends, but it feels disconnected enough to it. And it's kind of doing its own thing enough that, I'm liking it. And also like all of the scare, like nightmare sequences about how Pennywise like works and how he fucks with everyone's heads. Really cool. And I applaud their restraint. 5 episodes in, and we've had glimpses of Pennywise, and it's not like they're really letting the characters kind of stand on their own feet and not just resting it on the back of, you know, Alexander Skarsgård as or it's not, whichever Skarsgård it is. Bill Skarsgård, yeah. And his performance as Pennywise. Really cool. I like it so far. It's definitely leaning on a lot of like Stephen King isms. So I think if you like Stephen King, you're probably gonna like the show. I really like it.
You know,
so far.
it's funny. Before you mentioned Pennywise, I thought that you were talking about like a prequel show to Dairy Girls. I was like, what is this show that he is talking about right here?
I think they call it Welcome to Derry.
Oh, okay.
And it really does have a fuck them kids mentality, because it's like, it's a show, it takes place in Derry, where if you know anything about it, a lot of kids died in the past, and it's not shy about like, you know, being like, yep, this is gonna, you know, we don't see these kids in the sequel. That's all I'll say. And yeah, I don't know. I like it. There's like a bit of, I don't want to like spoil anything, especially because the show's going on like right now. But It's good. I would give it a watch. If you liked the It movies, I'm pretty sure you'll like this movie. Or if you like Stephen King generally. But yeah.
I only
Or
saw
show,
the
show.
first part of it. I thought
It was okay.
good. I thought it was good.
Yeah. What's funny enough though is weird. It's like circled back to where it's like even with the It movie that like it's like Stranger Things is inspiring this.
Yeah.
There's like 2 scenes that I haven't really liked from this show so far, and one of them is by far the most like Stranger Things thing, where I feel like I was watching either like poor Stranger Things or like an episode of like Goosebumps or something, which I was like, this feels like very out of place for the tone of the show so far. But outside of that,
I thought a Demogorgon showing up was pretty like, whoa.
yeah, it's a little much. Like, it's a bit on the nose. But
It is.
The Steve Harrington go back in time.
It's Miles's pick. No gimmicks for December, right? Nothing.
I don't think so.
We're not doing
We haven't
except
discussed
for
anything yet.
except for one gimmick.
Oh, Christmas. We'll do it.
Christmas.
And New Year's.
I
time.
bought a 21 movie DVD
What?
of Christmas films.
Oh,
So
Mark
it's
Christmas.
so we are going to roll a dice.
Okay.
The 21st one's cut off, but so there's going to be a list of 20 films that are in this box set,
That's like,
and we're
these,
going to
like,
roll a dice.
Hallmark.
Yeah,
kind of
Hallmark,
Like,
like
yeah, dude.
yeah. I have not
Dashing
vetted
through
any
the
of
snow
them. It's going to
was
be
fun.
great, right? We aren't going to do any vetting. We're just going to go with this box set, bog
boy.
standard cut rate Christmas movies.
Dashing Through the Snow was our
Yeah.
best performing video from last December. By the way.
Wow.
it really was.
It
It was a fun episode.
It
Yeah.
was. No, Mom, I lied. I love him.
That's one I think we've talked about, like doing like a live episode before or something. Like,
Yeah,
as
I'm
close
down to do a live
recording.
episode. On
I think
that, yeah.
something similar. I think that would probably a lot of editing. Sorry, Jason. But
Oh yeah, so no gimmicks until Christmas, and then we'll probably do a New Year's wrap up, so we can argue about one battle after another. Miles, what's your pick?
My pick is in honor of the recent announcement, which I told all you guys, but I'll announce to everybody else. Stargate is finally getting a new TV show.
we're watching Stargate.
We are watching the original Stargate movie.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
You have to
okay.
watch the show to like.
No, this is before the show.
started it.
Oh,
This is
okay.
like what the show spun
You
off
still have
from.
that VHS
Yeah, you have to
I
watch-
got you?
Yes,
28
I was
seasons
gonna
of Stargate
get a
this
VHS
week.
player.
Are you really gonna get a VHS player?
Honestly, I'm considering it getting a VHS player and watching the VHS of Stargate that Blake got me.
Wow,
Yeah.
dude, this is I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I don't
I don't know
even
anything
remember
about.
if I've seen this movie. I think I've seen like parts and stuff. I've seen the South Park parody, but
It's funny. I don't know anything about Stargate, so I have no idea what I'm getting into. Oh wait, I watched an episode of Stargate Atlantis. Was that what it was?
would you say this is your favorite Star media?
Yes, it is my favorite Star media by far. Everybody should be well aware of that. I've said it multiple times.
You once referred to it as Battlestar Galactica.
I know people who like love Battlestar Galactica, like they swear by that, which I think is kind of fun. I love that like everyone has like their like sci-fi thing
Well-
that they really latch on to. Star Trek, Star Wars, Stargate, Battlestar. That's all.
The cool thing about this is the way that they made the announcement. They got like the original director and showrunner, right?
On Emmerich.
Yeah, on a Zoom call with
Yeah.
the people who run the 2 biggest Stargate fan websites, and actually like did a live stream announcement talking to them like on a podcast style thing, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're getting a new show," and like that's so cool. They care about the community, the fan community that's been there surrounding Stargate ever since it went off the air like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, has just been there. And they're finally getting a new series. So everybody's really happy about it. Everybody's very excited.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this. I've
Yeah.
never. I don't think I've seen this movie. I'm pretty sure I haven't. But
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, question for you, Blake.
Question for me.
So I sent you guys the trailer for the new Neil Breen film. Are you excited, Blake?
Oh, I didn't watch the trailer, so
Oh.
I'm not sure. I mean, I'll watch it.
I know you're a big Neil Breen fan.
I'm actually still one behind. I still haven't watched Cade the Tortured Crossing, so I guess I have to catch up on my Breen films before that happens.
Yep.
But cool. Thank you, everyone. This has been a fantastic Kino-vember. All movies except for Armageddon were voted Kino. Why didn't you choose this for Kino November?
Because they hadn't announced that there was a new series yet.
Okay. Well, join us next week for Stargate, and we'll talk about fucking Stargate.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I don't know why I'm playing.
Oh.